On this week's episode of Keeping It Real, Cam Marston shares his read on the week's news and the never-ending bickering and one-upsmanship between Republicans and Democrats.
I've learned to avoid watching the news too much. I'm never really sure what to believe. It's always full of controversy. Nearest I can tell, the Republicans were very pleased to report that the president successfully passed an IQ test. His IQ registered positive, the president's spokesperson says. None of us were surprised, they went on to say. We'd suspected this all along. Though I couldn't help notice an expression of relief on the faces of the president's team who were lined up in the background for the press event. The Democrats would not be outdone and immediately issued a press release of their own saying, if you were to add the IQ scores of the Democratic Party together, it would definitely be higher than our current president's. The Democrats' press release went on to say, as long as our nation has existed, we've been the primary advocates of IQs. We believe IQs and IQ scores are a fundamental part of our nation's success and our every citizen's right. We've always believed this, the Democrats said. Just ask us. The Republicans now, not to be outdone, quickly fired back with their support of IQs, but distinguished their comments by adding the following. We feel IQs are important, but we do not support the counting of IQs by those who are in this nation illegally. Those people, the Republicans said, should not be included in the count or as counters, whichever we mean. That's just wrong. The Democrats, sensing opportunity, quickly put out another press release saying we support the counting of all the nation's IQs, not just the documented ones. And we support all the IQs of the earliest Americans up till today and including everyone in between. The Democrats continued, we have always supported the intelligence of the nation's peoples of all faiths, colors, and creeds. Even before this nation was inhabited, we supported the intelligence of the people that lived here. And we still do, the Democrats said. Many of those people remain our closest friends. The Republicans, now feeling threatened, fired back. While we wish the best for all people, we are determined and we are ready to pursue legal action to not count any of the indigenous people living in this nation prior to its population in the current census effort. The census shall count only the people we've designated and who make us feel comfortable. To reflect their seriousness, the Republicans filed suit directly to Supreme Court Justice John Roberts, because he's the only one that really matters, handing him the documents on a Thursday during an odd hour of the day, which, per the tarot cards and tea leaves the Republicans are using, increases the odds of Justice Roberts ruling in their favor. We got a hunch about this one, they were heard saying, leaving the Supreme Court building while high-fiving each other and doing the moonwalk on the steps out front. Seeing the moonwalk carried by Fox News, the Democrats dropped to the floor in the Senate building and began performing the worm, crying out for CNN to turn on the cameras. I'm Cam Marston. I'm just trying to keep it real.
To hear more of Cam Marston's commentaries, search for Keeping It Real on your favorite podcast app or find them on Facebook.